As my favorite Transformers character, the 100th video of this channel, and the Christmas edition of 2024, there is no doubt that this week's build had to be special. Introducing LEGO Transformers G1 JETFIRE. Ever since my first watch through of Transformers Generation 1, one episode always stood out to me. That episode being number 13, Fire in the Sky. That single episode is the reason that this beautifully crafted character became my personal favorite, along with the beloved Optimus Prime. Voiced by the popular Berger, more popular for his role as Grimlock, he was able to bring the charismatic, scientific, and compassionate Skyfire to life. Which is why I've decided to make the toy version of JETFIRE, specifically being the toy based off of the macross / robotech Bondi figure that held legal trouble during Season 2 of Transformers Generation 1. It's a very similar story to how this build was made, as I had created the Hikaru and Roy versions from macross with no intentions of showing them off. After some tinkering, I was able to attach armor pieces to the Hikaru version, eventually leading to the creation of JETFIRE. To start, he has all the iconic details leading to a VF-1S Valkyrie. The black cockpit, front landing gear, slight tilt downward because of the attached armor, lack of tail fins, red stripe down the wings, and of course the iconic armor mode parts. For scale comparison, he is wildly out of proportion next to Nemesis Prime. Overall, I'm super proud with how he looks. Now on to transformation. Here is the Gerwalk mode. I know JETFIRE was never meant to have this mode, but I quite like the charm of it, especially because the toy had the ability. There are no new revealed details other than the arms, and his articulation is quite impaired because of the lack of balance he has. In terms of scale, he's gotten slightly taller, but not by much. On to the robot mode. And here we have G1 JETFIRE in his robot mode, and I think he looks awesome. He has more heroic proportions in comparison to the toy, but he still has all the key details. The red and black stripe on the chest, the black details on the shoulders, the black stripes on the backpack armor pylons, the black vents on the hips, and the gray landing gear covers on the shins. The wrench earpieces, red visor, and sloped faceplate. One detail I left out was the coloring on the thighs, but I felt that it added too much complexity. One can also notice that the backpack is quite significant, but it doesn't really hinder his balance at all. For size comparison, he's a bit taller than Prime and towers over his short, stubby counterpart. For accessories, I just built his rifle, which pegs into his hand, completing the look. In terms of posing, his head has a swivel and up and down. His shoulders are on a universal joint. He has an elbow bend and swivel. Wrist in and out. Universal hip joints. A ball joint at the knee in order to accommodate the Gerwalk mode. And a toe heel up and down. All in all, I'm really proud of how I was able to capture JETFIRE's likeness, and I think the build is appropriate for the occasion. With that, thanks for watching. See you in the next video.